Thank you very much for the $50. I appreciate the $50, Malone Hart. You're a regular donator at this point. I appreciate you, man. If Chandler loses his next fight, does he get released / cut from the UFC? I fucking hope so. But on the way out, he gets like pushed over as well. You know? What do you guys think about that? Chandler has to leave the UFC, but it's through a corridor of lightweights that never got their opportunity, and they shove him out the door between you. And they're shoving him like into each other on either side of the corridor. And he gets pushed over and falls over. And that's Rebecca and like Ludovic Klein laughing at him on the ground. Guys, my cut's reopened up. I'm bleeding. And then like Ziam kicks him on the ground in the face. You sacre bleu, s'il vous plaît, you man. And spits on him. And all of this. Ferme la bouche, sacre bleu. And then just kicks it out of him. And then you got Grant Dawson there just like looking at him in disappointment as he gets back up. And then, boom, he gets pushed in the back again by Carlos Diego Ferreira. All over into the other side. And he falls into Vince Piquel, who just elbows him in the back of the head. And then Charles Oliveira gets in some back of the head shots as well at the end on the way out. And then Dustin Poirier hooks his mouth and drags him back up from the canvas and just flings him straight into Vyacheslav Borshev, who hits him with a flying knee. Flatline KO'd again. They wake him back up, drag him back up by the scruff of his neck, throw him into Bobby Green. He tries to adopt Bobby Green. Bobby Green's like, damn, Chandler, holy come on, don't do that. And then Maitake Oralblai hits him in the head with a club. And then goes, oof, oof, oof. And then, I'm not going to keep doing it. And then they push him out the door. You. And he's like, oh, come on, I'm nice, right? We see through your dumb act, you and all of this, you know? Feel like most UFC fans are kind of fake fans, like the people who wanted Ank to win and Chandler to win. I know, dude. And you ask them why and how would their win do justice for the UFC, and you don't get a logical answer, yeah. Some of them do that. You know who does that? Bedtime MMA. I like Bedtime MMA, but he does stay doing that. Just whatever's worse for the promotion. Without a doubt, unanimously, whatever's worse for the promotion is what Bedtime wants and roots for and predicts, and it's horrible. Worst L Streak, BJ Penn or Tony? But I get it, you know, he likes the underdog story, I guess, of all that, but come on. Worst L Streak? Yeah, but he can fun it. Yeah, I like Bedtime. He's a funny guy. But that's what he does, you know, he rallies behind the guy that no one's rallying behind, pretty much. He feeds Bilal aura through the screen. He does, yeah. Doesn't want him to win. He just predicts them right. I know, it's annoying. Why don't we get what we want in the sport, man? So lame. Being, like, good for the sport is the worst base for MMA. Unless you're Ilya. We need Superior Fight News. We do need Superior Fight News. You know very little about fighting, sadly. That's crazy, isn't it? That I'm, like, the most looked to name to give my opinion on fighting when I know so little about it. Isn't that crazy, dude? Would you believe it? Thank you for the 7 Czar. Oh, yeah, by the way, chat, speaking of how little I know about fighting, we're doing a pay-per-view-ly recap with DJ moving forward soon. I'm going to do a show with Demetrius Johnson. Hey. I know we didn't get Guru on fire, but I'm going to do like a monthly collaboration with DJ for the pay-per-views. The day after. So we've been speaking about that, which would be pretty good. Not in person all the time, but I'm going to collaborate with DJ in person in May. But we're going to do it's going to be called The Mouse and the Pig. It's not going to be called that, but that's what it's going to be insinuated to be called. But that's not going to be the branding, you know? I not big England, man. This is how legends are made. Yep. Well done, lad. I know, dude. So that's, I think, at least confirmed until the end of the year for the pay-per-views. I think we're going to start it for the International Fight Week card. I love this sport. Thoughts on Imavov ducking Baralho? And what do you... I actually, you know what I want to say, chat, about the Imavov-Baralho thing? I like that they're not making that fight. Imavov Strickland 2, Baralho versus Whitaker. I like that they're not doing Imavov versus Baralho, dude. Both. Let's get a proper changing of the guard in the middleweight division for once. Good Lord. Otherwise, they're going to do Adesanya versus Strickland 2. You know what I mean? And Whittaker versus Cannonier 2. Let's get some fresh matchups, man. Any way to save the Iowa card? It's looking bad. The Iowa card. Let's have a look-see here, shall we? Here? Let me have a look-see here, me. Let me have a little gander at the thing, yeah? Just to make sure. And UFC Iowa. Ayahuasca? Where is the UFC Iowa card? Montreal. Des Moines. Dude, I think this card's pretty good. I don't think this card has too many problems. Corey Sandhagen, Davison Figueiredo. Reina Derrida versus Bo Nickel. Montel Jackson, Daniel Marcos. Cameron Smotherman's on the card. He's a fan of the channel. Mason Jones is back against Jeremy Stevens. Trevor Peak's no longer on the card. So that's a massive hit. I do agree. Ryan Loder's on the card. I mean, these are some decent fights, to be honest with you. I don't mind these fights. These are pretty good. It could do with one extra thing, right? I don't know why, chat. I'll just say it like this. I fucking hate seeing a tougher brother on a main card of anything. Put them on the fucking early prelim opener where they fucking belong, the fat fucks. Sick of it. Why is Max ranked #1 in featherweight? I have no idea. Talk about privilege with the tougher brothers. I hate it, dude. They're always on the main cards, the fat saggy fucks. Samoans fell off, dude. Who's with me about Samoans? I used to be like, dude, okay, I'm not going to want to be any other race, of course. Yeah, I'm saying I've got a good draw. But I thought, you know what, maybe I'd be Samoan. They fell off. What's going on? I thought there'd at least be another Samoan prospect or some kind of Islander prospect. Tough for nothing. That's what I'm hearing. I know they're based, I know, but I'm hoping this will pressure them to succeed. If you're a Samoan out there, fucking get to it, dude. You guys are supposed to be savages, dude. Don't mess with a Samoan guy. Well, I don't see none of you around right now, okay? Other than what? Jai or Petea or whatever his name is. What is here? They play rugby. They play rugby. All right, good excuse, dude. Come on. Come on. Get in the fucking UFC, man. I need a Samoan prospect with knockout power that just eats shots like a menace. Now, can you go to 9:30 of Bisping's latest pod? I can. .9:30 of his latest podcast on his channel, Michael Bisping. On the Believe You Me channel. Believe You Me. Alright, buddy. Fucking hell, buddy. .9:30. Woo. You prefer Olives to Puria over Paddy versus Eva? Yes. I love Oliveira to Puria. I wish people shared my excitement for that fight. 9:30. Alright. Let's listen to Bisping's take live together, shall we? Impression of Woodson, disputed stoppage on top of Empire State. Alright, let's listen to Bisping's take about this.
Was talking about it. I saw it on Twitter. John Silva's calling for a title fight against Volkanovski. If I'm the UFC, call me am I crazy? I'm making John Silva versus Volkanovski. I am, because right now John Silva's doing incredible things. He's won 5 in a row. He's like getting these viral finishes. He could not be more popular. Yes, okay. Movsar Evloev, meritocracy and all the rest of it. Yeah, he deserves it more. Of course he does. But I'm saying just capitalize on this moment right now and say, screw it. Give Volkanovski John Silva and let the fans absolutely lose their mind.
Oh my, Michael Bisping, what a take. Who could have possibly funded you to have that one? Oh my, goo, golly.
Anyway, fuck it, dude. Such a shitty take. Fucking fuck off.
Fuck meritocracy. I know he's just beat his first ranked opponent after nothing but unranked guys, but give him a fucking title shot.
Fucking, this is why no one watches you, man. Thank you very much. for the $2. Honestly, it's weird going to another side of MMA YouTube and being like, oh, this is why the fighters have the fucking least views on YouTube, less than bedtime MMA. Impression of Woodson disputing a stoppage on top of the... I've already read it. Impression of CTE Volk noticing a bit too many things. Hang on a minute, I was looking at like who ran this and it was, well, hang on. That can't be right. That's supposed to be a conspiracy theory. And then I was thinking, you know, I'll go over here and check who runs this and hang on a minute. But then I think, you know, at least I fight for the UFC and they don't run, well, hang on a minute here. You know, I was doing an interview on the news and I was checking who runs the company that has the media and... Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Right, well, at least I can go home and watch porn. Hang on a minute. Or maybe I'll turn on a movie and watch a bit of a Hollywood movie. See, hang on a minute. No, something ain't right here. Well, you know, I could put on some sports on the television and see who owns the team. Hang on a minute. What's going on there? I can get that one. At least my daughters won't go into OnlyFans because who runs that? Hang on a minute. I'm thinking I'm noticing a bit too many things. Honey, I'm losing my mind a bit here. Well, at least I'll be able to go to the butcher's and buy some well-produced food from that farm. And who owns it? Hang on a minute. They own how much percentage of the farming in Australia? Well, at least I can go and vote for someone in the government and hang on a minute, who's their wife? Well, at least I can go and, you know, I mean, shit. At least it's not raining. Hang on a minute. No, I'll stop. I made myself laugh at the last one. Hang on a minute. I made it rain. I'll stop. Insult MMA Central to bring back the intro, please. You want me to fucking terminate your channel, do you?